Well, Connie and Doug, we moved actually a little bit closer. We are now on the site of the airport. We have UPS actually to my left, and I'm going to step out so you can see where some of the smoke is still originating from. If you can see a red haze out there, the red light from a tower lighting down that smoke, that is from where the smoke originated from that crash. That was now about an hour and a half ago, as we have learned, and certainly a lot of new details have come in as we first left the station and about an hour ago. And we don't really see or feel the smoke right now because, one, it is dark out now, but also, two, it has dissipated quite a bit, as Mallory's been talking about how it's been moving in different directions just because of the weather, and now we're about an hour and a half away from when that crash happened. But here at the airport, besides a few blue lights that we can see from police blocking lanes of traffic, not a whole lot of activity over here. Nothing, you know, if you're driving through, if you didn't get one of those many emergency alerts, like, you may not know that something's going on and just make your way on up to the airport. But obviously things at the airport are a little touch and go right now. We're going to leave from here shortly to go see how things are going at SDF, because obviously this crash did not happen at Louisville International Airport at the SDF near a passenger terminal. It happened on the UPS section. So we're still learning a lot of new information, a lot of more details as they are coming in. But we are here on the side of the airport, and we're going to move a little bit closer and see what we can find out. But for now, Doug, Connie, we'll go ahead and send it back to you guys in the studio.
You were moving, if you don't mind, just a few minutes ago. Was there traffic in the area? Had people just moved out as police are asking them to? Or was it much easier for you to move forward, I guess?
This was tremendously quick to get over here. We actually were heading toward U of L Old Louisville to see if we could find some people to ask, hey, have you seen anything? We didn't see anybody. We were called to turn around, see if we could get to the airport. And we stopped right here, right near the sign for Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport toward the terminal. We just stopped here, stayed put, but it took us maybe 5 minutes to get here from Central Avenue right at the Denny Crum overpass. So traffic right now is moving okay. I think a lot of people have gotten the message that you should shelter in place, you should take caution, especially because, you know, with all the smoke and just the environmental concerns, there's just a lot of questions still right now, and we're getting answers, but, you know, still an hour and a half from when that crash happened. I think, I haven't looked at my watch, but certainly still a very fluid situation out here.
Yes, we're going on. We'll be at the 2-hour mark at 7:15. We do have the governor and then a briefing coming up a little later tonight from the airport. Let's go to WHAS 11's Alex Dieterer, part of our team, as we're bringing you ongoing coverage throughout the night here as a UPS jet has crashed at the Louisville airport. Alex?
Doug, right now we're here at Minor Lane Elementary School, just off of Minor Lane, and we're about 4.5 miles away from the airport, and we can still see the plume of smoke that's from the airport. Now getting here, a lot of the exits off of 65 are shut down. They're all closed by police and emergency vehicles, and just on our drive here, it was bumper to bumper traffic, so everyone make sure to take it easy because a lot of emergency vehicles are still coming down and up the 65 exit. And we saw a lot just passing through. And so right here at Minor Lane Elementary School, we just got here about 5 minutes ago, and we saw parents and kids being shuffled out of the elementary school because, again, this is within the 5-mile radius of this shelter in place that was issued and reissued moments ago. And so right now people are leaving Minor Lane Elementary School, and everyone is staying inside. Right now we're still waiting to learn more information, but again, you can just see that plume of smoke off of the highway onto any road here in Minor Lane. And again, it now seems that they have gotten most everyone out of the elementary school. The parking lot is clearing up, and we are just waiting to learn more. Doug?
Alex, thank you very much. Again, UPS now confirming that 3 crew members were on board, but they went on to state that they have no confirmation of casualties or injuries at this moment.
Right, and we are going to again hear from Governor Beshear at 7:30. He is on his way, if not here already, and will be giving you some information on exactly what happened there. We do have preliminary information, but hopefully the governor will have more for us.
Right. We talked to the mayor of Louisville earlier. He was the first person to point out to us that this jet was fully loaded with fuel, 280,000 pounds of fuel, as it was taking off from our airport, taking off from the north, heading to the south for a 9-hour flight to Honolulu.
The fire and the smoke, that the stream of it is so long. I can't imagine what the firefighters, the police, the other emergency crews are going through right now trying to get there.
And keeping an eye on that for us at the airport himself is our Jose Alonso, who has been there since shortly after this incident happened. Jose, do you have new information there from your location?
Doug, not necessarily any new information, but I can show you what we're seeing here. Still here at the Muhammad Ali International Airport, we are seeing just an active scene. The terminals themselves here where you would drop off individuals if they had a flight, still looking pretty blocked off, a heavy police presence as well. Kind of looking like a lockdown situation. Of course, we haven't confirmed that, but there is a heavy police presence. I've been seeing them walk back and forth. Nobody's still out here at all. But turning it back to where the fire was as well, we can kind of see the plume, at least with our own eyes out here. Not sure if you can kind of see it from the camera, but we can kind of see an outline of that plume. It looks like it is over us. We mentioned how we saw some ash earlier falling from the sky. Haven't necessarily saw much more since that last time we checked in, but if you look closely enough, you can still see that burning flames right back there, that orange and red glow. As far as the tarmac, there was another UPS cargo plane that was moving around. It was on the north side. Oh, wow, you just saw, maybe see it right there, those flames intensifying right now as we're currently speaking, looking like very visual out there. But we did see a UPS cargo plane moving around the tarmac from the north end towards the southern part of the airport. Didn't see it take off or anything. It looks like they're just trying to move it around in that sort of sense, trying to figure out where things need to be at this moment. We've seen smaller cars around the tarmac too, nothing specifically on the tarmac other than that cargo jet that was moved from the north side of the airport, what looked like to the south side. But again, we're still keeping a close eye on what's happening out here. Again, you see that burning orange and red just from up here in this perspective. Again, we are at the top of the parking garage at the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. As far as traffic goes, we've seen some interesting cars, 18-wheelers as well, but it looks like they're just trying to move around traffic, but it's very much gotten a lot more calm out here. Doug, Connie?
Let's stay on this right here, Jose, because really you're showing us a real-time view of this firefighting effort, this immense firefighting effort still underway. Again, Jose is on an airport parking garage, which is facing the terminal, and beyond that is the southern part of the airport. And you can see that massive glow still underway. Jose, that has been pretty much the scene since you've been there. So this would be a lot of the jet fuel still burning itself off.
Doug, very much so. Again, when we first got here, when there was still sunlight, I couldn't necessarily see those flames, but as that sun kept setting, that's when we started to realize there's an orange hue where it shouldn't be. So that's exactly what we're looking at, that firefighting effort all the way from the north side of the airport. And again, this is taking place on the south side of the airport. Doug, Connie?
Okay, needless to say, the Louisville airport is shut down. There is no traffic going in and out of that, out of our airport, as again, this began at 5:15 tonight with the takeoff, the liftoff of the UPS jet heading to Honolulu.
Right, it was a 9-hour flight to Honolulu, Doug, again, a UPS cargo plane that was taking off, and the explosion happening on departure. An explosion of some sort. We do not have the details on that, obviously, at this time. And again, that shelter in place, because you just saw all that smoke that is going on out there. That would be a dangerous situation for folks to be out in that. I understand that people would like to get some video of this situation. You know, they're scared, they're wondering what's happening, but they need to be inside, staying out of the smoke right now.
We are expecting a briefing from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear here in just a moment, and then later this evening, I am told, we will be getting a briefing down near the airport area from the authorities who have been on the scene since this incident happened. And again, it was at 5:24 when Metro Police were first able to confirm that they said that there were injuries involved in this, which is on the southern part of the airport at Fern Valley Road and Grade Lane. And then it was just a few minutes after that that the shelter in place was put into effect for about 5 miles around the area. But then that's when the smoke was moving mostly east. And we had people even from Oldham County saying that they could see the plume there. Now the wind direction has moved more to the north as it's moving directly up over the center part of the city towards southern Indiana.
Jim Mayer from UPS also confirming that 3 crew members were on board. That is what we know.
And his statement added no confirmation of any casualties or injuries at this moment.
And hopefully that is the case.
Yes.
You know, again, we are thinking also of the firefighters, police, and other emergency responders who are coming in to help with that, because Doug, this has to be overwhelming. I mean, you talked about the emergency drill that they just had last week, but when you look at the enormity of this fire and the smoke, and trying to battle thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons of gas that exploded, that's an overwhelming task.
And not to mention the huge UPS community that we have here. I'm around UPS pilots every day before I come into work. My brother has worked for them for nearly 40 years, delivering across this community, and the outreach is just amazing. And the training that they have had at the airport over years for the for these kind of disasters just takes us to 2 weeks ago when we were seeing that massive scene play out there for the disaster drills.
It's incredibly upsetting, as you're mentioning, just because we do know so many pilots and their families that are in the area. Can't imagine what they're dealing with right now.
What strikes me too, Connie, and maybe it's because it's more illuminated here as we're now into the nighttime hours, is how tall the flames are. In the daylight, we couldn't really see, but now you can see how it is still showing the massive plumes of flames coming up. I mean, they are still well into the throes of fighting this effort out there. Again, as we learned, confirmed from the mayor, this was a jet that was fully loaded with fuel, 280,000 pounds, for such a long flight.
All right, and we want to go back and show some of this daylight video. This is from our crews and also videos that we had from viewers as well. So many people were seeing it as it was happening and just in disbelief really at this huge plume of smoke that seemed to really come out of nowhere as they were driving, as they were near their homes and wondering what in the world had happened at Louisville's airport. Certainly, as mentioned before, a very safe airport. We've never seen anything like this, certainly at Louisville International.
No, again, a long flight scheduled for Honolulu, and it was taking off from the north to the south when this happened, just in the course of its departure. Again, we are on standby here. In the next few minutes, we should be hearing from Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, who has come to Louisville from Frankfurt. UPS is saying they will release more facts as they become available. But again, the National Transportation Safety Board is now in charge of the investigation and will be the primary source of information about the official investigation coming up. We are also in contact with the Louisville Airport. As you can imagine, they're extremely busy, but I'm told that they're going to have something to say here, maybe by a statement, and we'll pass that along as soon as we get it.
And certainly that had to be a scary situation for people that were at the airport, that were inside looking out to see what was happening, what they could see from where they were. Certainly any of these images would be startling to see while you were at the airport or anywhere else driving through it. And so it certainly has taken a toll on the community tonight, that's for sure.
We have been fortunate with the safety record at our airport, and of course this was seen by so many people who were actually driving on I-65, and cell phones being everywhere. People have put videos all over the place from different angles. You can see really the enormity of what happened.
Right, and people sending us also, you know, videos from where the smoke is reaching. It's pretty unbelievable how far away into other counties. It looks like it's just overhead. I mean, you know, and it's coming from all the way at the airport. It's pretty amazing just how enormous this is.